Okay, I'd like to warmly welcome everybody here today. Today is a meeting for the Sales Mastery Challenge group, the group of people who have decided to take this month of June seriously and drive a challenge to build their businesses. So today we have a guest speaker. This guest speaker, I wish I had the profile to read already, but I want this to be a very informal, friendly meeting. I want us to learn from him, to drain him. Let's listen to him, and then let's get ready to ask questions as well. I will be preparing my questions as well, so that we can have a very rich experience. So I'm going to welcome up the podium today, Dr. John Mukoro. Dr. John Mukoro used to be a banker, was working with the bank for about 10 years, over 10 years, before he unplugged from there to drive network marketing professionally. He's been graced with opportunities for success, opportunities for failure, and because he hasn't given up, he's making sure that the final goal is scored by success. And he's building a team. He has managed to build a team in the course of the last 2 years that is a very significant team. I won't want to spill out the details, but he will share with us the details. I think he's a very strategic person. I think he's a person who, who deeply thinks about how to grow his influence and grow his markets without making too much visible physical noise. And I think there's a lot of value we can gain from him. So please today, with a round of applause and with emoticons and with clap ovation, please help me drop some emojis and emoticons in that chat box there so that, it can feel welcome. Dr. John Mukoro had a little stint with us in Avenues to Wealth some years back as well, from the city of Delta, Delta State. Currently now resides in Lagos, and from Lagos to Dubai, from Dubai to the world is where Dr. John Mukoro functions today. So I'm going to welcome him. Let's celebrate him. Let's clap. Let's drop the emojis. Let's show some love this evening as I welcome Dr. John Mukoro. Dr. John Mukoro, over to you.
Thank you, CM. Thank you so much. My Oga that I have, like I told you, like I always say, you are a mentor whose mentorship school I have deliberately refused to graduate from. Thank you for having me in your program tonight. So I want to thank all of you for finding time to be in this brief meeting today. Like CM has told all of you, I want to share my story briefly, my journey into network marketing. So what happened was this. Growing up in CM, how much time do I have?
You can flow. Once you are done, maybe 20, 30 minutes, we'll ask questions. Yeah.
Thank you. So my journey started this way. Growing up in Warri, I wanted to go to Unilag, Uniben, those big names, those big schools. So, we kept writing JAM, but when JAM you somehow, you will have a change of choice from those big names. So that was how I found myself in Enugu State University of Science and Technology, Enugu. So I went to the East. And, when I was in school, my first 3 months in Enugu, there was something I observed. I observed that my classmates, they were sending money to their parents. And I was wondering why, because back then in Warri, our elder ones that were Unilag, Uniben, UI, when they are in school and they exhaust their monies, they come back home and they will tell daddy money is finished, mommy money is finished, and they will be told to hold on until salary is paid. They will be giving money and they'll go back to school. But here I was in Enugu. My classmates, they weren't depending on their parents. They were rather giving money, sending money from school to their parents. So I began to observe what's going on here. And I realized that some of them had keke that was riding for them. Some had a boutique. Some had phone booths. Some were doing a lot of things, even while in school. So that was how I started my own business that could generate money for me too. I started selling of bread. I know I was bringing in bread. There's this bread called whizzing bread then, from Port Harcourt to Enugu. I also began going to a bar to buy BYC to sell in Enugu. If you're very familiar with Enugu, you know there's IMT, there's Esut, there's Unex. I was selling BYC then. So I was making so much money. So I was fine. And I realized that, wow, there's so much more to school than just coming to read and learn. So we continued. While in school, I got a car. My dad was wondering, what is this guy doing in Enugu? Is he schooling or is he doing business? So when I left school, my dad was very eager that I leave Enugu. But I wasn't really ready to leave Enugu because I was already doing well in Enugu. I was already establishing my businesses in Enugu. So, then my dad was even the one that was applying to banks for me to start going to write bank exams. So I wrote different bank exams. And to cut a long story short, that was how I found my way into banking. And I started my banking in Asaba. So Fidelity Bank in Asaba then. When I got into my first year, my first day in the banking hall, when my organs, when they saw the suit I wore into the bank, they were very impressed. They were like, this guy, have you worked before? I said, no. Then how come your suit is so fine? I said, I made them in Aba. And they were like, okay, how much did you make them? I said, I made them 10,000. So they needed me to go and make suit for them in Aba. But then I was making those suits about 6,000 in Aba. And then I was already become an Igbo boy. I was already always seeing margin in everything I do. So I was making money, and they were referring me to other of their friends. So while in my first year in banking, I was making suit for my colleagues and even those not even in my bank. And I was making good money apart from my salary. Then I wasn't married, so I was making really cool money. Something happened. A boss of mine in the bank called me and said, this guy was a guy that was senior to me with about 4 or 5 years in the bank. He called me and said, John, you know what? Month has ended. Month is here to end, but I don't have money. Please lend me about 40K. I can't remember the exact amount. Was it 30 or 40K? That when it's end of month, when I earn salary, I'm going to give you the money back. Of course, I had the money. I gave him the money, but that kept me thinking. If this guy is senior to me with 5 years in the bank, and his salary cannot take him to the end of the month, and he's senior to me with 5 years in the bank, then what am I doing here? It got me really worried. It got me thinking. I was really, really bothered. This guy is senior to me. He came into banking 5 years before me. His salary still can't take him to the end of the month, which means I need more than this banking work. I knew it. So I was restless from that time, and I was just, what next can I do? What next can I do? So that was the time. So it was a day. Professor Pato Tommy came into the banking hall. Of course, he had an account with the bank in Lagos. So he came to Asaba. You understand? And I saw him. I rushed to him. And I said, sir, I want to be like you. And he said, you want to be like me? I said, yes. I want to be a mentee. I just want to mentor me. I just want to be like you. So he said, really interesting. So he He gave me an appointment to his house in Ibuzo. And for 3 hours, I was in his house in Ibuzo. He took me through a lot of things. But one thing that was of importance that he told me, he focused a lot on personal development, the importance of reading, of developing yourself personally. He told me about a book called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, that I should start with that book. I should go and read that book. Coincidentally, a year before that day, I met Pastor in his house during the Midwest Bankers Award. I was awarded Best Dressed Staff, and I was given that book a year to that day I met Pastor Tony, about a year. And for that 1 year, I never touched the book. So immediately, Pastor Tommy told me, I read that book. He gave me some other books to read. I read them, and I started to read. Also, about this time, a friend of mine called Stanley Dike had introduced me into, because now I was not looking for what kind of business, because the kind of business I was doing in Enugu then were businesses I really could not combine with my banking job. They were businesses that would take me away from my banking job. They were businesses that would distract me from my banking job. So a friend of mine at that time had introduced me into Avenues to Wealth, Stanley Dike. We were schoolmates together. He had introduced me into Avenues to Wealth. And getting into Avenues to Wealth, I had known CM and I had a lot of teachings. I just liked the fact that, okay, so the platform where I could learn and learn and learn. So continued, began to do network. That was my first launch into network marketing. So we continued, and from there I continued. Then I moved from that bank. Then I was still searching the banking work. I wanted more from banking. What do? I left that bank. I went to a bank where I was given a higher level. In fact, the bank I moved to, I was given a branch to manage. I was now a branch manager. The salary was more. And I felt, okay, when the salary goes up, everything will go higher. But the higher the salary was, the struggle continued. I know at this time I've now been called a branch manager, both family and friends saw me as a branch manager. So the expectation actually increased. Even though the salary almost tripled, the expectation went haywire up. So I still continue struggling. So at the same time, I remember in that my new bank, I got an account for the bank. It was actually a polytechnic, and every student was to pay school fees in my bank. So I actually got so much money. In fact, that particular month, I made a profit of about 38 million for the branch. 38 million for the branch at that time. But guess what? I was paid the same salary that month. So I told myself that no, that I needed to launch back fully into network marketing, that I wanted to be in an industry where what I put in is what I get back. How could I have done this for this branch and I'm earning the same salary? Coincidentally, the next manager in the other town were the same grade. The young man was even making loss, but because we were the same grade, we were paid the same salary that month. So they didn't even recognize the fact that I made this huge amount of profit for the branch that month. So I told myself that I needed to play in an industry where what I put in is what I will be getting. Not working here like an elephant and earning like an ant. So I launched back into dental marketing. I got into a company. I was doing so well. And I really hit it big. Then what happened? I resigned. I resigned from the bank 17th of June, 2017. I left banking fully. I resigned from that particular bank and I moved to Lagos. So I was driving this company with all enthusiasm. I was making money. I was number one in the company. So something happened. Something happened and the company crashed. The company crashed. So, before I joined that company, there were some questions I ought to have asked myself, but I didn't ask because I saw the money was huge. I just jumped in. But I jumped in, I made money, I resigned, something happened, the company crashed. So when the company crashed, I crashed myself. I hit the rock bottom. So I was asking myself, what went wrong? Then I was already in Lagos. I was already in Lekki. I live in Lekki, Lagos, by close to Chevron office. My kids were already in very big schools. I was already living very large when this happened, when I hit the rock bottom. So it was very traumatic for me. It was very traumatic. For a very long time, I went into my shell. I wasn't talking. I was very quiet. I was asking some very deep life questions. What is happening? How could I have left a very promising banking job and gotten into this only for this company to crash? So it was then I began to realize that there were some questions I would have asked myself then before even getting involved in this company. I asked myself, the owners of this company, why did they refuse to get into Nigeria themselves? Why did they refuse? How come I didn't think about that? They deliberately refused to get into Nigeria. They deliberately refused to have an office in Nigeria. They deliberately refused to have a bank account in Nigeria. They deliberately refused they didn't even have products. So I now began to ask myself, how did this happen? So I made up my mind that, okay, if I was going to do any other business, the business must be physically present in Nigeria. The company must have a Nigerian bank account. The company must have physical products. I just listed those things like that. But then I was still on my own. I was still internally battered by all what has happened. So I was still asking some very deep life questions. And in my search for answers, that was how I got involved with NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming. It was in my search for answers I got involved with Neuro Linguistic Programming, Innocent Minds. So I went for that training. I passed through the training. I began to realize, okay, in fact, CM was one of those that trained us from the sessions. I now realized that, yes, one of the things that affected me in that company was that I didn't even have the capacity. I didn't have the capacity to receive all the monies I received while I was in that company, I didn't have the capacity internally to receive those monies. I realized that you cannot master money in its presence. So I was just a banker. I really all those monies just, I got into the company, I went up, monies just came, and I was at a loss at what to do with those monies. And I just felt that the money was going to continue forever. And at that level, I saw that to a large extent, I was even being controlled by the money. So when I was exposed, when I realized some of the mistakes I made on my own, I now told myself that what I needed most right now was to build capacity internally. I needed to just, I told myself I was going to henceforth empty my cup and be a continuous student, always learning. I told myself I was going to always continue to learn, not just for myself alone, but to support everybody that cares to know more. So I went through NLP, did the entire module, did all their courses, every single course offered by Innocent Usa. Innocent, I did it. And that was when I now connected back fully to CM, people I knew could impact me with real knowledge. You know, if you remember that then, I would always drive down to 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 the mainland, come to your library, and I will be buying books. I will keep buying books, keep buying CD plays, keep buying. Then after I finished with Innocent Minds, I went to Lagos Business School. I did 3 courses at different intervals. And after a year, 6 months, a friend came and introduced me into a new company, and I got involved. But you know what? I got involved into this company with a new understanding, because by this time I had learned so much. And in getting into this company, I knew that my company, when they say, what's the name of your company? I knew that my company is not the network marketing company I am partnering with right now. Rather, my company is the team of about 10,000 persons that I have built in the last 2 years. That's my company. That is my company. The team I have built. Your company is not the company you are partnering with right now. Your real company is the team which you have built. That is your company first and foremost. I had that understanding. The other understanding I had was that people are not really interested in the word network marketing. It scares people away, as a matter of fact. It scares people away. So I didn't really focus on my company name or on the fact that my company is a network marketing company. What I focused on was with the product. I focused seriously on the product, because there is most people that drive network marketing companies today. If you ask them, How did all this start? If you listen to them very well, they will tell you that somebody gave me a product, I used it, and I saw results. Somebody gave me a product, I used it, and I saw results. So I focus fully on the products. So till today, I still use the product from your company. I still use them. And you have variety of brand right now. You have variety. So focus on those products. They should know you more with the name of the product than even the name of your company. Focus on those products. Be a master of what those products, what they do. The product is what will open up your organization. The product is what will shoot you up to the world. When I went to Dubai, like CM said, I was in Dubai for 21 days. When I was going, I took some product of my company, and I told myself, it was an international conference with people from different countries. I told myself that every single person in this conference, they must leave this conference with at least a product from me. A product from me. And I was very deliberate. I was very intentional. See, you have to be I know they say network marketing business is a passive business, but trust me, if you do it passively, you will earn passively. I don't do it passively. As a matter of fact, the day I heard the presentation of this company I am now, the day I made up my mind I was going to do this business, that very day, I brought out a paper and a biro, and I wrote down 20 names. I wrote down 20 names. And I said, before I speak with anybody, I was going to speak with these 20 persons. And I began to call them one by one. Hello, madam, I found something. This is big, this is huge. Oga, I found something. Madam, I found something. Out of those 20 names I wrote down, 19 of them are in my business today.
Wow.
I wasn't looking for them by default. Okay, I just said, okay, let me talk. No, I was very deliberate. I wrote the name. He said, write down the vision, make it plain, so you can run with it. So don't do your business passively. You must be very deliberate. You must be very intentional. So I told myself that as a matter of fact, as we came down from the, in Dubai right now, once you land Dubai, they do an instant COVID-19 test. After they did the test, as we were wheeling down our goods to go and take our cabs, there was a woman I was in the plane with. I gave her my product. I said, just go and use it. She used this. She was calling me, okay, she has used this. She likes this. She wanted to buy more. I said, madam, I cannot sell any products in this Dubai. Every product I have come with to Dubai is for sampling. And that is another area. When you join your company and you are giving products, those products that you are giving, maybe you join your company with 100,000 naira, for instance, and you are giving products worth 100,000 naira. I know that if you sell those products you are giving 100,000 naira, maybe you will make a profit of, let's say, 50,000 naira. You will sell everything 150. Let me tell you, like I told somebody, it is not because of that 50K profit that you join that company. It's not because of the sales of that product to sell 150 and make 50K. That is not the reason you join that company. So don't always focus on the sale of that product from day one. There is something called sampling. When you sample, in fact, identify the right audience, identify the right people, and sample them your product. That is after you have used your product. Oh, you must become a product of your product first. You must use your product. If you cannot use your company product, you have no right to sell to anybody. Do you understand? So when you have used the product, you know about the product, sample the product. Say, Oga, this is my company product. Use it and give me a feedback of what you think about it. People will always come back to you. People will always sample the product. The money that your company is telling you you're going to make, it's not the sales of those, it's not the sales of that your first product. Sample those your first product. The promise of the future that network marketing promises is really in the future. Those products is for you to have a foundation, a very solid foundation. So be generous enough to sample them. So I did a lot of sampling. So I went to Dubai. I sampled people and they took my products away. And today I am back to Nigeria and they are calling me, asking me about the products. They don't know about my company name. They don't even know. In fact, one of the ladies that took my product to America told me that she would like the product, but hope it's not network marketing. I said she just gonna use the product. Which means if I had told her network marketing from day one, that would have even just killed her interest. So focus on your product. Focus on sampling the product and focus on how you can push the products out. It is really, really very important. And your products are they are powerful products. They are really very powerful products. I'm telling you. I still use them. They are good. So take serious advantage of those products. See how you can always push them out. So focus on your products, focus on your team. You know, in the banking industry, then, if you have somebody that is under you, you don't want the person to grow above you. You understand? But in this industry, when you support your team, you know, they call the business a leadership business. You know why? You must be genuinely interested in the growth and the success of your team. Genuinely. When they say people don't care how much you know or how much you have until they know how much you care. The discussion between you and your team should not just be about network marketing. The discussion between you and your team should not just be network marketing. No. Your team members, they have birthdays. They have marriage anniversaries. Their kids have birthdays. Look for, see, it works for me like magic. Look for the slightest opportunity to celebrate your people. Look for the slightest opportunity to celebrate your people. So Facebook reminds you every day of all your friends that are celebrating birthday. I don't know if they do it for you, but I get notification every day of all my friends that celebrate birthday. So I have so much prone my Facebook 5,000 list to the extent that I know at least 95% of all my 5,000 friends on Facebook. So when they say today, they show me the names of the birthday every day, I know those I have to celebrate. I post them, I celebrate them, and they're like, wow, thank you so much. I did it for my friends in my company. Now I've taken it from my friends in my company to my friends in the network marketing industry, and I'm taking it to my friends across board. I do it for all my friends right now. And you don't have, see, the people who are your friends do not necessarily have to be those in your network marketing company alone. Those who are not yet with you, still be close to them because they should be on your prospect list. Then again, you must be able to distinguish customers. There are some people that you see that it is better for you to keep them as customers that will be buying from you steadily. So focus on your product. Make sure you support your team to always grow. Then for you as a human being, for you as a person, you should be so hungry for continuous growth. You should all, if you have a chairman as CM that even people in other companies they seek knowledge from, they call to say come and coach us, then you have him that close to you, then you should seek to always know, because that is what he is so particular about. Knowledge, knowing. You should be very. In fact, I went to Dubai and people. Do you know when I got to Lagos? When I was to go to Lagos Business School, I remember that while I was in banking, when they say go for a training in Lagos as a banker, I remember that they would tell you that the cost of the transport they paid for you to go for the training, the cost of the transport is this, your flight is this amount, your feeding is this amount, your flight is this amount. They will not say the cost of the training, what they paid the facilitator for training, this is the amount. And I always remember that the amount they pay for the training was always very high. So when I got to Lagos, I went to ask some of my friends in HRO in Lagos here, what do I need to do to become a trainer in the bank? What do I really need to? I knew I was already good in training. I was already training people in my network marketing businesses, but I needed to up my game. So I added that they said, for you to train in the bank, you have to have certification in this area, in this area, in this area. That was that. I was asking, where do I get those certification? And that was how I found myself into Lagos Business School, and I was doing those courses. And today, I am a certified trainer for the banking industry, telecom, oil and gas. So you must be very deliberate with your life, where you are going to. You must very so you ask a banker, who are you? And he tells you I'm a banker. And you ask him again, who are you? And he says, I'm a banker. You ask him again, who are you? He tells you I'm a banker. You ask somebody, who are you? And he says, I am Mrs. Basho Room. Who are you? I am Mrs. Akonde. And people cannot, a lot of people moving all around, they don't really know who they are. They define themselves by the husband they are married to. They define themselves by the job, the kind of job they do. A banker tells you I'm a banker. So a full-grown man, his self-esteem is tied to the job he does in the bank. The only thing he knows about himself is that he works in a bank. Now he loses the banking job and everything about him comes crumbling. Because that is the only thing he knows about himself. So you must continuously ask yourself, who am I? Self-discovery. You must discover yourself. You must seek to know. Continuously seek to know. Why are you here? What is your purpose here on earth? When you can do this for yourself, this business of network marketing becomes easy for you. And again, one thing that you must not lose sight of is that you must continuously ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why do you want to make this money? Why? Why are you doing this? Because if you have enough reason why you are doing this, that will continuously push you. Set the goal. Set the goal. Tell yourself that this is what I am. The first day I signed up in my company, I went home and I wrote on my wall 300 million. I wrote on my wall 300 million. I wrote it so conspicuously such that when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I see on my wall is 300 million. I climb up, I see 300 million. I come down, I see 300 million. So every day in my head, what I'm seeing is 300 million. It got to a point, I got to a level in the business. I became 2 years in the company about a month ago. And I changed that 300 million. And I began to ask myself, the new question was now, how many of John Mukoro do I have in my team? How many of John Mukoro do I have in my team? And I'm listing them. Okay, I already have these numbers. I want to have at least 20 John Mukoro. I already have 10 John Mukoro in this 2 years. I want to have at least 20 more of John Mukoro by end of the year. That is another question you must continue to ask yourself. How many of you do you have in your team? Mr. Paul, how many? Yeah, you're doing well, you're making money, you're earning money. How many of Mr. Paul are in your team? Or is it just a one-man show? Is it that you look at your organization, you look at your team, and the entire team, the entire team, the success story of the entire team is it tied to you alone? That is not the way to build a team. How many of you are in your team? So mine, we wait with directors, and I ask myself, how many directors are in this team? So now we have 10 in 2 years. How many? Okay, I want to have 20 more by the end of the year. That's the question you must continuously ask yourself. Because the more winners you bring out in your team, the better for you. The better for you. The easier for you. So the question I'm asking myself now, how many of John Mukoro do I have in my team? And how many more of John Mukoro can I create? That is the phase I am in now. See, this industry is so sweet that, don't look at it this way. See that you are now I'm running up in the next 2-3 minutes. As you are climbing, you got stuck in front of a bridge and you want to push your car across the bridge. You want to push your car across the bridge. You know, when you start pushing that car, the weight of the car begins to rest on you, right? The full weight of the car begins to rest on you.
Yep.
Now, that is because you are pushing across the bridge. So the weight of the car is tilting backward because you are pushing upward, right? Now, which means at the beginning, you need to put in so much effort because the weight of the car is tilting backward towards you. The beginning is critical. Your first 3-6 months, 1 year is critical. If you look as if you want to give up, to look as if, no, this is too difficult. To look as if everybody is ridiculing you. Which one is but don't stop. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. If you can push from that stage and you get to the middle of the bridge, you'll notice with me that at the middle of the bridge, the car is no more falling backward towards you. The car is now at the middle. The 4 tires of the car, they are now balanced. because the middle of the bridge is flat. So you won't need the effort you use initially to push, the effort you use initially in pushing. That is not the effort you will use now. Now you will not be deploying more of strategy. Do you understand? Now, if you are patient long enough to still just push further, when the car gets to the other side of the bridge, my brother, my sister, that time, you don't even need to push again. In fact, you will even the one applying the brakes. So I want to encourage you. Don't stop pushing. Don't stop pushing. Keep pushing. Push to the middle. When you get to the middle, don't still stop pushing. Just get the car across to the other side. And it is then you will know that it is so beautiful at the extra mile. It is so beautiful. It is so beautiful at the extra mile. I said, the peace you will experience at that level is this peace that no man can really understand. When you wake up every morning and you know that you have conquered money problems in your life. That is the peace that surpasses man's understanding. So I want to encourage you that if you are in this industry, if you are in this company, you've taken the right step, but there's so much that is dependent on you for you to succeed. The fact is this, not this now. The compensation plan in this your company is the same for everybody. The compensation plan is the same for the women, is the same for the men, is the same for the boys, is the same for the girls. The product in this your company right now is the same for the boys, the same for the girls, the same for the men, the same for the women, the same for the old, the same for the young. Why is it that some people are making it, some are slacking behind? The only variable is you. And like something I learned from CM, if it is to be, it is up to you. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Wow, 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 wow. Well done, Dr. Mukoro. If you got value and that was on fire, please drop an emoticon, drop a message, do wow, share a message there in that box. That was amazing. Awesome, awesome. I think that was good. I tried to take some notes myself in a bid to ask questions and get answers to questions. And my paper is full. Okay, that was awesome. That was beautiful. So very quickly, I'm going to create a few minutes. Have a few minutes to ask questions. I'm sure you heard something that struck you, something that you're going to work on. The beauty of these meetings is not what we hear, is what we decide to do with what we hear. And I'm sure you can zoom it in, and say, okay, look, this is what resonates with me here. This is what I'm going to start doing differently, or this is a question that I have that I would like to gain more perspective on. I can see all the emoticons dropping. I can see all the messages, so much to learn. I can see thumbs up. I can see fire. I can see, that there's a lot of value from today's meeting. Awesome. And there are so many things that were said that I'm going to take to heart. I'm going to take action based on. So today, very quickly, questions. I'd like you to ask questions. They say questions are the answers. That whatever is said, you need to look at the questions and say, okay, what do I want to expand here so that I can apply? Okay, someone says this is simply wow, good, fire, fire, fire. Someone says God bless Dr. Mukoro. So I can see the excitement, and I'm excited about the excitement. Questions. If you have a question you want to ask, please raise up your hand. Raise up your hand. Let's take a few questions. Raise up your hand, the group where you are. Okay, good. I can see Dr. Fumi Ainos and up. Please, you can unmute and speak. And then the next person should raise up their hand as well so that I can go fire, fire. Let's get this. Let's get this. Okay, Mrs. Dupe next. Mrs. Dupe next. Dr. Fumi first. Please go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Dr. Mukoro. Good afternoon, CM. Thank you so much for this. And, you know, every single thing you have said, I resonate with it. I agree. The one question I have, which also resonates with me, is the fact that there are some people you should keep as customers. I know that my default is to want to sign up everyone. And I have, along the line, when you said that, I realized there are actually some people I should have just kept as customers. On the other hand, we talked about the product, you know, that we have amazing product. And I know that, I believe that, in fact, our solution packs are even helping us bring people on board. The question I have is, how do we find that balance? How do we keep some people as customers while we're driving the products? At the same time, we do want to build a network. How do you identify who you should just keep as a customer? Thank you very much.
Okay, so that you want to answer that question straight away? Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. I want to answer straight away. Okay, thank you very much, Mana, for that wonderful question. So now in my company, I have a product that detoxifies, cleans. I know you guys have that kind of products too. That clean. Yeah. You have a product that cleans your system, detoxifies, cleans you, helps to digestion and the rest. So I saw this very big Oga in Lekki, my big Oga. Hey, so I saw him in Mega Chicken, yes, in Lekki, right? And I said, Oga, hey, wait, I'm going to give you some sachet of this product. That I said, what does the product do? I said the product is for, the only thing I could remember then was that the product is for, it cleans your system. And I gave him about 8 sachets and I left. So he called me the next week and he said, that product was nice though. That apart from helping him with digestion, the product, he also noticed some products that the product did. Okay. That can he get some more? And I said, okay. And I'm not around. Let me send my wife. I sent my wife. He said, okay, he bought 3 packs. He said he wants to keep one at home. He wants to keep one in his car, the one in the office, so that anytime he eats, he can just drink. Now, I put that guy in my list of customers. Do you understand?
Yeah.
One, it's a big man. It's a very big man. He doesn't need to run mine. If I want to discuss my company with him, he would ask me how much can he buy my company. Can be asking me at that level. So I cannot be telling him, come and join my company. When you bring 2, bring 3, you earn this. No, now. I can't be discussing that with him at that level. I have seen somebody that I wanted to sell a pack of products to, 1 pack or 1 bottle, as the case may be. You understand?
Yeah.
Then on his own, he now said he wants to buy 3. How loyal can the customer be again? So he's on my list of customers. Do you understand? Every month I'm the one reminding him, Oga, do you see have products? And guess what? The exact margin the company says I should sell, that is what I sell, because it's a big man. I don't even reduce the cover from inside. Are you following me?
Yeah.
That is one category of customer. Another category of customer is this. You see somebody looking at the person, say, this one cannot know how to do networking. This one cannot do network marketing business. It's not a big man now, but looking at this one, someone cannot do networking now. But every month or every week, she's very loyal buying your product. Do you understand? From you, at that retail price,
Yeah.
She's just very in buying. Maybe she has the husband that gives her the money to buy, or she has the money to make she works in the company. She's very okay with that her company she's working. But for one reason or the other, she's loyally buying this your product steadily. Then you gotta tell her that, madam, do you know if you join my company and you bring two, you bring three, you will make money. Oh, you will make money. Are you serious? You will not go and come. Then she now joins. When she joins, she now tries to bring one or bring two. To even bring one is a problem. She couldn't bring one. You understand? Now she has focused on the bringing one now. She's supposed to bring the one. She cannot bring the one. She cannot bring the one. She said, I bet this is not working. You've lost her. Okay. So on your own, you should know those that you should keep as customers. Do you know when you now as you begin to discharge your product, there are people that will come and say, hey, this is your product. Are you serious? So this thing can really work. This is very good though. Then you now say, they see a business path to it. Oh. You can still make money from it. Oh. Then check the response now. Check the excitement level. Do you understand? You are the one that know those your friends. You know those that will drive the business. And let me even say this. Even though I say push your product more than your company name,
yes,
it's not for everybody. Oh. If you want to market your Mukoro into your company, for instance, now, you already know that Mukoro is a network marketer. Is it not so?
Yes.
You can go to Mukoro and hit Mukoro directly. See, man, I have seen this company. The money here is huge. Let us do this. Do you understand? Because after all, the 20 names I wrote the day I saw my company, do you think I used product to enter them? No, that one was fire for fire now. The 20 names I wrote were names of top leaders in the company in Nigeria. Do you understand?
Yes.
So there was no need to use the product first. No, I will give you the product too, but from day one, I've already told you that, man, I saw something. Let's hit this one big. There is money here. Do you understand?
Yes.
So there are also people that you know. They are already in this field. You know them. But you know what? Those people are very few.
Yeah.
The generality of the people that you see out there, the best way to draw their attention is to push out your product. And in pushing out your product, you must be able to discern those you can keep as customers and those you can now bring in to drive the business with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for that answer, Dr. John Mukoro. Thank you, Dr. Fumiano, for that question. Mrs. Dikpe, over to you. You can unmute and ask your question. If you want to ask questions as well, please raise up your hand so that we can pull you in next. Go ahead, ma.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. Oga Mukoro, thank you for the presentation.
Thank you, ma. Thank you, ma.
What struck me when you had issues, I know that you have survival instinct naturally from your story to that level that you want to survive at all costs. But before the issue came, the problem you had that the company you were marketing collapsed. I just want to ask you a question. Were you on just one business as at that time that made everything to just go blank, that you had to start all over again? Or were you with 2-3 companies that were not working? Or how did you go about it that when one of the company collapsed, you had to start all over again? What happened? That area I did not get very well. I don't know, maybe you understand.
Yeah, I get you. Thank you very much. So as a matter of policy, I don't drive 2 companies at the same time. I drive only one. So what I realized from that experience was this. A lot of people were in that company when the company crashed. And when the company crashed, they crashed and they crashed forever with the company. They never came up again. So this was the learning I took. When you are driving a network marketing company, like I said when I was delivering my message, that your real company is the team that you have built. Your real company is not the company you are that is giving you products. Your real company is the organization that you have built, the team you have built, and the reputation, the name. Who is John Mukoro to them? This team of 10,000 persons that I have built in this my current company now. Who is John Mukoro to these 10,000 people? How has John Mukoro impacted their life? In terms of knowledge, in terms of value, in terms of helping them to grow. Do you understand? Do they relate to John Mukoro? Do you understand? Because I realize that if you don't make yourself solid, if you don't make the John Mukoro brand solid among your team and outside in the outside world there, if all they know about this your brand is just that you are in this company, that is all they know about you. Once that company, like most companies do, they goes under, you go under too now. Nobody knows you. So, but if you are solid on in yourself and you have carried this your team, you have supported them, you have thought of how will they grow, you have worked with them step by step, you are closely knitted with them. If you are in a company and anything happens to that company, your company is still that your organization. Do you understand? So you have the chance of still rising up again. Because even if you have to move, you still have your people with you. Do you understand? But if you are in a company and you are self-centered, you are not supporting your team, you are not seeing how your team can grow, you're not working with them, they don't even know you, but you're just at the top. Do you understand? If anything happens, they don't know you now, they won't even come and ask you what next. Do you understand? So I was building only one company, yes. But to some extent, I had some kind of name, John Mukoro. Do you understand? So when he crashed, I was still able to pick up the name. So most of the people I moved to this my company. And guess what? Just guess what? I moved them after 1 year, 6 months. So it was not as if I moved them the next day. Because in 1 year, 6 months, I knew I had a problem. I knew that I had knowledge gap in so many areas. So in order for me to be able to take these people through the door, I must be able to pass through the door myself first. So I had to go and work on myself more on this during this period. It was only after a year, 6 months that I came up to say, hey guys, I found something. And immediately I said, hey guys, I found something. These people that have been wondering about in doing different things for this 1 year, 6 months, all of them still ran towards me again. That is the power in building your brand, your personal brand in the company where you are in. I don't know whether I answered your question.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. John. Very good. We'll take one more question and then we'll call it a day today. Is there anybody else who is willing to ask a question, or should I ask my own question and then we'll call it a day?
I'm not even fear for this your question. When
No.
your guy wants to ask the student question, let me balance where I am.
Yeah, so I think very good thoughts. I tried to put them together There are over 17 lessons from this conversation, and I hope you took notes. I hope you all, gathered something very, very good from here. I think this is amazing. The question I'd like to ask is just to help everyone, to have their strategy going forward. And you mentioned something about being deliberate. And I know that this is our business. This is our business is a business where, you're looking for a perfect career. So you're saying, I want somewhere where I don't have to wake up and start at 8 o'clock. I don't want to close in the evening. I want freedom. I want to enjoy freedom and all those kind of things. Um, I want your thoughts I want to build my business first year, first 2 years. What does your routine look like? How actively do you drive? What exactly do you do? Where do people need to go to? You've shared a few things that are shown. You're traveling to Dubai, you're going with your products, you're going for meetings, you're going with your products. Well, just something to let us know, how actively must we take this on a day-to-day basis? Is this something we need to invest? If we're investing 2 hours in it per day or investing 3 hours per day, what do we use those hours to do? What's a guidance for what should a networker be doing on a daily basis?
Just rephrase the question again.
What should a networker be doing daily if they really want to deliberately drive their business?
Okay. So I saw you started with being a bank for those that work 8 to. I want to relate it with that. You started with those that work 8 to 9, 8 to 5.
Yeah.
I want to see where that one comes in.
And so
when you yes,
that one is basically saying some people work full-time jobs and they have network marketing by the side. Some people have resigned from their full-time work and they're taking network marketing as let me just do it when I have time. They're not taking it like they will take their normal job.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, what do you recommend?
Okay, good. So I always tell people too, that my 10 years, the discipline I have today in most of the things I do, actually came from my 10 years banking experience. So that I really still don't take for granted. It is good to start in the corporate world. It is good to start in civil service. It is good to start working for somebody, because you always take 1 or 2 lessons away. You understand? But the problem is when you decide to say, come on, this is where you want to remain forever. So when you are working, wherever you are working, just tell yourself that there is so much more to that job you're doing. There's so much more you can do than that 5 to 6. There's so much more you can do for yourself. So if you're working and you're still doing network marketing by the side, what I'll tell you that as you're doing your work, as you're doing your job, for people that you interview, because when the time I actually went very high in that my company that gave me the guts to resign, I was still working in the bank. Because then I saw that I was meeting people as a banker, as a marketer in the bank. I was always meeting people, and everybody I met knew I was a network marketer. Do you understand? And again, let me tell you something. A lot of people that respect you today, they respect you because you work in a good company. They respect you because you are working in a company. So take advantage of that office to build your business, to tell people, there's a lady currently troubling me to come over to where she is, to come and support her rider business. Do you understand? I don't belong to the company, but she's so passionate about this company. Maybe that's what I would discuss. I would discuss with CM after this call. Do you understand? She's using her position right now to. I was even telling her that, okay, I know the MD of this company. Let me connect to the MD. Say, no. I don't know the MD, but I'm so passionate about this company. I have used the product. The product is so good. I want to connect the governor with the company. I want to connect all my. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know.
So somebody, you understand? So
Yeah.
use your office, the office you are in now. There's nothing wrong. Just tell yourself that every day in the course of work, I must introduce this product to one or two persons. Then, if you are doing this, then when you see come back home as a network marketer, you must create time, even if it's 30 minutes before bed, to read a personal development book. Take out time to, because the network marketing industry is such that learning is a core aspect in the industry. Learning is a core aspect. Then the more you learn, what happens is that the L in the learning begins to disappear, and it opens you up to earnings. So even if you're working in a company, you must deliberately and intentionally tell yourself that every day. See, I read like 4 hours every day. I read like 2 hours before I go to bed, 2 hours immediately I wake up. Do you understand? And when I wake up in the morning, I'm just thinking, what value can I create today? What value? What do you know? There was a class I was in Lagos Business School, and that particular class, a lot of big men were in that class. And there was this big man, he just came and said, "Yeah, John, you're so sharp." And there's you just left Chevron. I don't know whether it's Chevron or Shell. That I should give you my CV. That the company is just. And I said, "Sir, I don't give CVs again. No. What I give now is profile." And he says, "I don't understand." I said, I don't look for a job again. That I give profile now. That I don't give CVs again." And he said, the salary is good. The salary is good. That is very. And I said, it's not about the salary again. That it's about the fact that I cannot, I don't, at this level now, I cannot just wake up in the morning and all I'm thinking is how to move the business of an organization to another level, instead of thinking of how I can move my life, how I can impact people. And the man was looking at me, and the man was saying, that you have, he said, see what he said? He said, "You are very right. I know he said, I know exactly what you're talking about, John Mukoro, but how I wish I knew earlier." That's what he said. Do you understand? So you must think of how to develop yourself. So I wake up in the morning and I'm thinking, how much value can I add? Because how do you make money? When you add value, you make money. So the more value you add, the more money the more value you bring, the more money you make. And let me tell you something again that most people don't make use of. Your WhatsApp status. See, if WhatsApp is to charge you to pay rent on advertisement on your WhatsApp status, you cannot pay. And that thing is there for free. Most people don't make use of it. Your WhatsApp status. Bring out your product and you keep there for 24 hours. If you want this product, WhatsApp this number. Keep your product on your WhatsApp with your phone numbers. Then on Facebook or any platform, maybe see and post something, or your upline post something, you can share that same thing and put your phone number there. Let people know you with the product. Do you know? Let me tell you something. If people know that you sell this product, then they just know you will not be marketing them, but they know that you sell the product. When somebody else markets them outside, they will rather come and buy for somebody they know. Say, "Hey, I think I've seen this thing with on Madame Biola's timeline or what. Hey, say you said this product that time. Please, I want to buy." But if you don't keep them on your site, they will not know now. So on daily basis, your daily routine, on daily basis, when you wake up in the morning, yes, ask yourself, how do you create value? In fact, most times that your office work is a normal daily routine. On your own, ask yourself, how do you on your own create value for yourself and for your personal business? Because Is that your personal business that you will retire into?
Mm.
You must give it a thought, because it's only when you give it a thought that you can actualize something about it.
Mm.
So every morning when I wake up, I ask myself, how can I create value for myself, my family, my team, and others today? When you start with that thought every day, at the end of that day, when you're taking record of what you have done, you will be amazed how much you must have accomplished. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. John. Very, very good. Very, very good. Very good. I'm sure we have all learned a ton today. I think it's a good place to draw the curtains on today's conversation. It's been exciting listening to you, Dr. John Mukoro, and I hope we've gained value. I'd like us to just, we're dropping the fire, dropping the emoticons. So we're going to sign off today's meeting. Let's just say thank you very much. So that the next time we'll call him, we'll be able to get him to come and share with us as well. Is very much a part of the family. We'll discuss after. I think I know the person who has been buzzing you and asking you to come and support.
Yeah, you know the person, right?
I know the person.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
That is a very powerful plug for you.
Yeah, I think so. Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
So well done, Dr. John. Very good. Thank you very much. We look
You're
forward
welcome,
to having you again and again. Everyone, please can just drop our thank yous there as we wind today's meeting down. I'll stop the recording, play a little music, and we wind down the meeting. Thank you very much, everyone.
And I hope I will get the recording too.
You will get the recording, yes.
Oh, thank you very much.
Do you want it in the YouTube link, or you want it
YouTube link? Thank you. Yes, YouTube link. Yes.
Okay, great.
Let me share with my people too.
Okay, excellent.